Ladies and gentlemen, LCK Summer 2019. SKT pretty slow and steady wins the race in game number 1 against GenG, but we got a bit of a sub. Seonghung going to make his way forward. Agent 1700 is going to leave the rift. Seonghung is going to join in, see whether his earlier aggression, just as a player, is going to help GenG move forward.
Say Agent 1700?
Yeah, that was how much damage
That's
he
really
did last
rude.
game.
Hafu was at least almost 2500. Okay? How bad are you saying he is?
I don't know what you mean.
The PvE MMR.
Right. Wasn't she like
2482.
Yeah, 2482, I was going to say. It's a little bit higher than
Yeah.
the old 1700. That sounds like my MMR back in Season 2.
Well, I
Like
hope
that.
he doesn't play PvE like he played last game. I'll
Yeah.
say that much.
Yeah. Well, no changes when it comes to the mid lane, but just that one sub. Peanut going to be taking a bit of a rest here in Game 2. But if you were looking on and you saw that the game went for about 40-odd minutes, and games generally in this current flavor of League of Legends that we have for ourselves on 9-12 doesn't normally go for that long, right? And so you think, well, did the winning team flounder a lot and then lose? I think the answer is no. I think because of the composition that SKT had for themselves, Siege was almost impossible. So they had to create opportunities and a lead that was a little bit more insurmountable than other compositions could have got away with.
Hello. I'm feeling a Lee Sin pick.
Oh yeah?
I'm getting a sensation.
You're getting a Lee Sin sensation.
I'm getting a Lee Sin sensation. That's not what LS stands for, though. It stands for low standards.
Low standards. I thought it was Last Shadow. Wasn't it Last Shadow? Isn't that what it's supposed to stand for?
It stands for low standards.
All right. Well, today I learned, you know. I actually find it absolutely hilarious that pretty much your brand is ridiculously high standards. Like, you in a nutshell, the direct opposite from low standards. Amazing. Okay, Zaya going to be banned away once again. Was the final ban on the red side in game number 1. Sejuani is the looming champion as the Yuumi is going to be banned here as SKT. They want Little Miss Piggy, and they will pick her first if she's left available, but a lot of different options now for SKT in the first round. Sedge is, of course, going to be banned.
Well, let's see what the first pickup is going to be. Will it be the Jace for Kahn?
Nope, because that's banned.
No. You're right.
Yep, but Tahm Kench is going to be available
It's gonna be
and
Tahm.
locked up. So, didn't even make the prediction this time around, and the Tahm Kench was actually snapped up after making
really
the prediction in game number 1. I'm a bit sad about that.
I am curious to see if that's going to be top Tom or if it will just be put
Oh, it'll
down
be
there
support.
forever.
It'll
Yeah.
definitely be support.
Don't want to see Kahn on Tahm Kench top.
No.
This would be a very sad day in the LCK if this started becoming the norm.
Yeah. Well, Lux is going to be locked in, and the Nico picked away from FLICKR, but also, just to augment this GenG composition, I do like the Nico and its 3-way flexibility. I mean, you can move it even into the 80 carry position in theory and play it down there. The Varus is going to be picked up, so this is going to be the bottom lane. The Varus Tahm Kench, seen it all the time, very safe, but also very strong. FLICKR's going to lock away the Aatrox. So, we are, as far as tier list of blue side drafts, feeling pretty good about this one, right? Hyper flexible Aatrox can go into all the lanes, and a pretty solid bottom lane that's going to be self-sufficient. Not too bad, but also not exactly changing things up. Not unexpected at all.
One thing I would be a little bit concerned about is GenG has options. Tahm Kench is very prone to poke. Very, very prone to poke. And on the blue side and turtling the blue side jungle, it's not the best if you are getting poked down by a red side enemy team that's trying to posture around the Baron. Aatrox is a very heavy engaged champion. Varus has option to go lethality, but it depends on the rest of his team composition if you want to have him offer high range. So, SKT could potentially have another low range team composition in GenG. You're walking into Lux Bindings. You're walking into barriers. You're walking into Nico snares. These are all really scary, and with Ezreal already being picked up, SK Telecom are going to have to recalibrate their draft, because otherwise, They're going to find themselves in a similar situation to game number 1, where they're going to need dragons to bolster their damage.
And also they're going to need some sort of help out when it comes to the sieging potential. The Aatrox, of course, isn't the same beast that he used to be, and will be largely that team fight force. I'm looking for Clid to possibly pick up something like a Karthus in the jungle, and then grab, you know, an AD mid laner for FLICKR. Certainly a lot of different options here. The Aatrox does mean that that Karthus does feel a little bit better just because they synergize so well together. Rek'Sai being considered here for Seonghung.
Rek'Sai now being hovered really good against most of the remaining junglers.
The cannon ban, I think, is an interesting one. That's SKT assuming that Kuzan will most likely be playing this Nico. As there's the Karthus. The question is, how many R buttons are going to get pressed this time?
No. Zoe.
All right, Zoe going to be picked up for FLICKR.
Okay, now Zoe is able to play blow for blow against poke type of compositions, but this allows the Lux to just switch into mid and counter her, which is a possibility. And then Ezreal just picks up another support champion. So, let me give you the... Never mind. You know what? Never mind. I was going to say, you know what? Lux goes mid lane. Ezreal picks up a Tahm Kench abusive type support. But forgot we're in the LCK.
Yeah.
Innovation like that, not going to really be seen.
Oh! Oh, God.
That's
Is this actually what CuVee wants to do? That would be hilarious. But nope, it's going to be the Nico top lane, and there is the answer that Kuzan wants to go towards against FLICKR's Zoe in the mid lane. So we're keeping the Lux for the laning phase. Lux Ezreal, very strong in the laning phase, of course. And GenG are going to have the most frustrating comp to deal with ever. However, if they get jumped on,
they die
instantly. And the cool thing about SKT's comp this time around is that they do have tools in the mid lane.
They do.
Mid-game, they do have range, and they do have options.
And they have much more reliable engage now.
Absolutely.
In the form of the Skarner, he comes with attacks, demands that opponents get QSS and whatnot.
Not to mention the fact that effort is there on the Tahm Kench as well, so the Abyssal Voyage to deliver a Scorpion into the backline of GenG is something that can happen, and GenG will be all about positioning with this composition. They want to control you, and they want to poke you down and take you out, with a lot of vision availability as well, given the fact that Lucent Singularity is so incredibly good. Coaches are going to shake hands. Another really cool draft phase, but another one that's impressed me on the SKT side, despite Clid not necessarily feeling like a Skarner player, just in general.
Captain Flowers is very happy.
He is.
Right now. He's smiling. He may be asleep, but he's smiling. Take my word, okay?
I could imagine that Captain Flowers would certainly...
he's dreaming of Skarner right now.
And he would smile in his sleep as well.
Yeah,
he's that kind of guy. Clayton's lovely, man. As here is going to be your GenG composition. The Blondies on the bottom side of the map certainly able to control a lane phase.
What if they're brother and sister?
Well,
the eyes do look similar.
Then that means Ezreal and Garen would be brother and sister as well, right? Sorry, brother and brother. Because Lux and Garen are brother and sister, aren't they? Let's consider that while the fans are cheering.
Is the sun setting?
Keep your eye on it, guys. GenG fans very loud. It does look a bit sunsetty.
It does look a little bit sunsetty. It's starting to set on Summoner's Rift.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's going to go nighttime.
Yeah, is it going to be like true sunset if we get to a game 3?
Ooh.
And then so that it can be like nighttime, game 1 of our second series?
You mean like the semi-dark blue, but not totally dark?
Yeah, like dusk.
Yeah.
The twilight zone.
That would be really nice. I would really like that. You know what else I would really like?
What would you really like?
I would like a Skarner skin where the spire area is all just flowers and roses. Call it Captain Skarner. That's what they do.
Oh my god, that'd be incredible. Yeah, how would you make a Captain Flowers Skarner skin, I wonder?
I just told you.
Is that no? But you know that's going to be the Spires. But you haven't told me what Skarner's actually going to look like.
Well,
is it just going to be Skarner with Captain Flower's
face? You saw
face?
Team Liquid's new jerseys, right? The Avengers.
Yeah.
What they haven't told you is that the secret coach is Captain Flowers. He's going to get a skin when they win Worlds.
Right, that's how it's working.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thought I had inside information, but no, apparently not. Whoa, it all gets past me, but thank goodness nothing gets past you, LS. I didn't even know that your name stood for low standards. Now I know.
Yeah.
Finally getting all the information.
Oh. One of the good things about this game is that
Yes, Thomas Kench once again, and you're casting the right region for Thomas Kench to be involved. No matter how many times he gets hit with the Nerf bat, he just keeps getting back up and going back again. As Kuzan diving onto FLICKR. He's like that boxer that will just never quit, you know?
These series are probably actually making a lot of people sweat. They're seeing how useless Tom is in top lane, and that's all people are complaining about on Reddit, right?
Yeah.
But his popularity and support might mean that Riot has a way to nerf him.
Aha.
They've been given the excuse to try to hit him one more time. And
hit me, baby, one more time.
Maybe he'll go down for the punch.
Maybe.
Down for the count. Punch?
I'm not yeah, well,
what
I mean...
did I say?
Yeah, down for the count is what you meant, but down for the punch? Maybe you were
maybe
thinking about, like, maybe it's one last punches. That's a really, really nice trouble bubble,
nice.
But he's still going to get the flash out of FLICKR, and he's still going to go down for first blood. Halo Blades, Rek'Sai, plenty of damage availability.
And Kuzan being able to keep his flash available.
I really like the percentage play out of GenG in that mid lane. That was really, really nicely done. Kuzan knew that no matter what, all he needed to do was land the chains. He passed the test.
At this point now, Effort and Teddy getting poked down a little bit. Teddy does have the teleport, so he'll eventually be able to bring it back. We'll take a look at this. It's very surprising. You can see that FLICKR's actually playing right pocket side of the blue lane, respecting the fact that Rek'Sai can come from the left-hand side, but ends up getting caught out by the combo regardless and going down.
Even investing the flash into that play also, so feeling like he did have an opportunity. The sidestep on the distortion damage was actually really, really nice from FLICKR, but the fact that the chains landed, that's, like we say, the only test, really, that Kuzan truly had. CuVee poking out Kahn. We saw yesterday, Tal, of course, dying, I think, level 3, 1v1, as the Vladimir against the Nico. Getting a little bit shocked by that one. The damage in that particular game from Rascal was pretty silly from the Nico.
So far in this game, Clid already has the Predator boots as well as the Chilling Smite. And he's going to be looking at Seonghung's right-hand side jungle. He's going to realize, okay, it's not here.
Takes his Blast Cone, though. So there's something. Control ward down here for SKT. Now we'll just move, grab his Krugs. Respawn on the Krugs on the top side of the map for Seonghung as well, so both of our junglers just hard farming.
What's really interesting about this game is that they have the Sorcerer buff on GenG's side.
Uh-huh. Tell me more.
And they have Shapeshifter, which is really interesting. They have a lot going for them.
Whoa, they have Shapeshifter as well? Who shapeshifts?
Nico.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, but you've only got one. There's no synergies there. You're not going to get the double health. Not
with that attitude.
I guess you truly are low standards.
What if Nico's passive ability is that she becomes whatever character that she's next to? So she turns into Rek'Sai
and actually just straight up has... Oh, right, okay, so it has the same traits?
See? You just gotta put some thought into it.
Yeah, that's certainly some optimistic Nicoing. And does she remain a sorcerer the whole time?
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness me. She better be like 6 cost.
4.
She's the
at the
new
very least.
ultra legendary.
Absolutely.
Mega ultra legendary.
I feel like the number 4 is a little bit of a shapeshifter. You know, you can sort of twist and contort it to make other numbers pretty easily.
Make it into an A sometimes as well, according to some people.
All right.
You know? They can't get the correct name on the League of Legends client.
The reason that we're talking about this is there's not a lot going on in the game. Clown Dragon is the first one that's going to spawn, but with the Skarner still clawing his way to level 6. It's
I see what you did there. I see what you did there with clawing, and he's got claws in the front. Really, I did enjoy that a lot. That was fantastic.
I wove it in for you.
Yeah, sorry, what was your point?
Yeah, so he's clawing his way to level 6, and without any jungle influence, it's actually really hard for too much action to occur on the map. Now, Effort is taking a trip to the river, but ends up getting caught.
Yeah, he was trying to go back home, but Seonghung finds him. Does have the gray health. They hold on to a lot of their damage until after that one goes down, but Effort eventually able to get out of there. Doesn't even have to flash as there's the Impale. Teddy's going to find the piercing arrow. Hail of arrows not enough, and Ruler is able to flash to get himself out.
That
wow.
Was really, really close.
Super close. Teddy not wanting to actually invest the flash to take that kill down. Teleport's going to get Effort back down towards the bottom side of the map. Still, of course, with the flash available, is meaning that he's pretty comfortable, especially with this unsealed spellbook that's here. So far, 1,000 gold is going to be the lead, given Kuzan's advantage in the mid lane. FLICKR, of course, still able to stay up as far as the farm is concerned, and Ruler had teleported already, so he's going to wander back towards this lane with a lower health bar.
And we'll see what ends up coming from this, as that was pretty hefty of an investment from SKT, although it looks like Clid wants to start the Dragon with the help of Effort.
Yeah, back into their dragony ways as Teddy walks over.
Beautiful question mark ping on the LeBlanc, tracking her through the Fog of War perfectly, knowing they can convert into this Clown Dragon.
Yep, back timing's pretty nice there as Cloud comes up. Next one going to be a Cloud. So let's see how SKT goes with rolling a little bit lower as FLICKR sidestepping absolutely everything and almost kills Kuzan. That was amazing from our man in the mid lane. His performance on the Akali in Game 1 was brilliant. Really good to see FLICKR in some form here over the last 2 series.
This Grandma in the mid lane, Zoe, she is 1,000, right?
Yeah, something like
Very
that.
Very agile.
Super agile.
She's definitely got some moves. As FLICKR is having dictatorship over this lane right now, and he's exerting dominance despite giving up that kill early on. He's recovered fantastically inside of this lane. And now, with Clid having his ultimate available again, he might look for some action, although he does have to pass the left side of the map.
I'm now imagining lanes as, like, governments, now that you're calling it dictatorship and stuff like that. Yeah, what do we call, like, democracy? Do we have democracy on the bottom side of the map? Is that when, like,
what is a democracy?
I don't know.
Oh, certainly not this.
Yeah, this ain't a democracy. This is, oh my goodness, a turnaround. Really nicely done, actually, 1-for-1 so far. Trouble bubble from downtown. And Clid doesn't have to use the ult for that one. Double kill comes in for Teddy. And SKT are going to do it. Certainly not a democracy. That was a slaughter.
Yeah, that was nothing democratic in that whole situation. As Seonghung, he's going to try to make the most of the situation, counter jungling everything on the left-hand side. Agatha going to end up being taken right at the very end. We'll see how this all ends up transpiring. This Catfish, he was really tasting something right here as he ate a life, devoured her, threw her back right into Teddy. And then this was really well executed.
I just don't know how FLICKR managed to line that one up so incredibly beautifully. Really, really nicely done. I wanted that one in slow motion as it traveled through the wall, because he was like halfway down the river. Like, he wasn't even anywhere near the screen. Still able to nail it.
She has an arm.
She does.
Zoe does have an arm.
Damn right she does.
Maybe Zoe players in the LCK have arms, and players that play Ashe tend, and Sejuani, they're football players. They do hit some impressive field goals sometimes.
Well, Clid manages to pick up the blue buff. FLICKR slightly miscalculating his damage on his paddle star was slightly unfortunate. That's what happens if you play the game beforehand with triple infernal. It skews how much damage you think you're capable of. See FLICKR now with some priority there in the mid lane. 2 minutes until that Cloud Drake is going to be available. Shelly has hit the Rift, but 11 minutes in now, and neither SKT or GenG have really had a look at it. Haven't paid too much attention here towards the top side either, but Kahn has actually been pretty comfy, to be honest, on this this Aatrox in the range versus melee matchup that can be rough for the Aatrox in this lane.
Well,
no
Cloud
extension
Dragon's
of leads, nothing like that.
Yeah, let's give a brief rundown of what's going to transpire.
Okay, good go.
All right,
go,
and
go.
then we can get to the real stuff. All right, so Skarner's going to end up eating the Krug camp. Faker's going to pick himself up a plate here in the mid lane. He'll probably stay for one more mid wave before recalling. Skarner will probably proceed to getting the Scuttle Crab on the right-hand side, utilizing the priority that was present in mid and bot lane. He'll eat that, transition back into his red side jungle, eat his red and his wraiths before recalling. Mid's going to end up probably recalling after this wave due to Faker's mana bar right now, and knowing that he realistically can't set up a kill unless that Trouble Bubble would land, in which case Clid would be able to follow up from the right-hand side. Although, it looks like they actually don't want to go for the red. They might want to go for a little bit more of a proactive play, but they can't actually find that due to the bottom lane state right now. Ezreal and... well, they're going to go for it anyway. They're going to bring Faker down to... oh, he has a Proto Belt on him.
Yeah, he's able to pick that one up.
But
RNG,
it's really hard to make this work. You can see. This is why I'm saying it's near impossible to really force this to happen. It's an Ezreal and a Lux. Now, she doesn't have Flash, but the binding is really easy to hit.
Oh, Clid here in the mid lane, just backing Faker up. You saw Seonghung, he was hanging up topside river. Maybe starting off Shelly here. As you can see, CuVee's able to push at will, meaning that SKT should have a look around, but Seonghung not going to see anyone here, and there is vision for SKT on Shelly.
Faker's really refusing to recall, even though this was an incoming canyon wave. But perhaps he thought that he didn't want Kuzan to be able to get the initial first recall. But this is a little bit surprising because now it means that his recall timer will be a little bit mismatched. Perhaps what he's thinking here is that he doesn't want to give up priority in mid.
Well, there's the Abyssal Voyage. Effort's going to come in with Clid. No QSS available just yet for Ruler, and he is well dead. Teddy picks up his third of the game. He's the man with the bouncy on his head, and he's the man that SKT like to get behind. Really, really nice play for the early game on SKT's side.
Yeah, and the Varus is just accelerating really, really fast. Now, Ruler does have teleport. He's going to be able to TP back down into bottom lane, so it's not like Teddy's going to be able to pick up too many turret plates. Cloud Dragon will get picked up by Clid on the right-hand side. Faker, having stuck around in mid lane for an eternity, is still around near this Rift Herald.
Well, Herald's going to be taken, but it isn't the same as last game. Remember, the Rift Herald was picked up by SKT in last game, and it was traded for this kind of pressure bottom side. But SKT's able to get so much more work done on these turrets, and the turret plates just ran out. Okay, there's the chains landing from Kuzan. Ignite going down. That's Faker's actual Ignite, as he doesn't find the Paddle Star. Goes down to the passive at least, so at least gets the Deceive.
And so now this is going to induce a recall out of Kuzan, who already has level 11. Faker should get it off of this wave. Although, Clid is absorbing and sharing some XP. Faker's a lot further behind than I thought.
It's weird, though, because...
yeah, a lot of experience has been absorbed.
Yeah, the experience is certainly the issue. He's still ahead when it comes to the farm, despite going down early, but... like you say, interesting that Kuzan's been able to get a few more.
He's ahead in gold because of the turret plates as well as the farm, despite the assists that Kuzan has at this point. Or, well, received earlier on inside of the game. But it is really surprising because Kuzan is well into 11, whereas Faker has yet to hit it.
Yeah. Which
is really bizarre. Yes, he was roaming, but he was often doing so after getting the priority already.
He was good at setting up waves for himself.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I'm quite perplexed also.
He did just hit level 11. But LeBlanc's going to catch the same wave, so Faker just hit 11. I'm curious to see when Kuzan hits 12, because that'll really be a pretty good indication of just how far behind he is in the experience bar if we don't end up getting to see via their highlighted champion in the bottom left.
Yep. Okay, top side of the map, Kahn's just pushing in. He does actually have a slight CS advantage, but a wave coming towards CuVee means that that will move back into the Nico's favor. Nico being very quiet so far. 16 minutes into this game. Infernal Drake, by the way, guys, going to be the next one. 3 minutes until that comes back up. And SKT will be looking to fight for that one. That is absolutely true, and I think this time GenG are probably going to try and go for it also. Clid just going to walk up and smite. That's not too bad as Kahn. He's going to get pulled back. Pop Blossom comes in. Kahn does have the flash available easily. picks that one up. The World Ender not even necessary apart from some extra movement speed, and that was just some really nice play out of Kahn.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic out of him, and that's massive amounts of pressure relief that SKT get now up in top lane, knowing that no attention has to be devoted. Now everyone can move towards the mid part of the map.
Yep, minions also able to get healed up by the redemption that was picked up by FLICKR there. Really cool stuff. Kuzan from over the wall wants to try and punish, but FLICKR has an extra flash as well as his own. And GenG couldn't answer. That is so huge. The fact that there's a solo kill topside, this turret is probably going to go down. Kuzan is even further behind. And the mid-outer turret also fell as a direct result. Damn, that is called a cascade of problems on GenG's side, but a fantastic lead created by SKT.
Yeah. And let's take a look at this one more time. Kahn opens up with his combo, actually uses World Ender after the combo was started. Aatrox gets bonus AD when he casts his ultimate, so utilizing it right there, getting the bonus AD at the end, and as you were pointing out,
and gets the movement speed to sidestep the Pop Blossom.
Yeah.
Really nicely done.
So he ends up picking that up. Now FLICKR down here in bottom lane. We see he's about to hit level 12.
Yep, fake flashing towards Kuzan here. Of course, still has his actual one, so Seonghung have his work cut out for him if he actually wants to land anything. The chains do need to land once again. Real flash utilized by FLICKR. Doesn't go for the fat one over the wall, as Efforts down here on the bottom side does have the Abyssal Voyage, but didn't want to take Teddy into what could have been a dicey scenario. Eventually, Shelly does come in, but the wave is actually going to meet in the middle here, and Shelly might not actually get any work done, given the fact that SKT should be able to get a relatively quick rotation over.
She should get one crash.
Yeah, she's going to crash forward, and in fact, SKT are looking to let her do so and try and cut GenG off at the pass, but not quite able to.
And now, Infernal Dragon is likely going the way of SK Telecom. Both top laners have teleport right now. Take a look at Aatrox. He's almost 13 and a half. CuVee is still level 12.
It's so hard though, right? Because now Kahn has such a clear advantage in a matchup that GenG probably should have had a bit of control in. Yes, like, Kahn, if he lands his full combo like that, should be able to kill CuVee. However, it's so hard to get on top of a Nico just in general that, like, that shouldn't happen, in theory.
Yeah. Well,
just, it did, and now it's really skewed how this game is supposed to go from a GenG perspective.
And I think one of the other problems right now that GenG are having is that Rek'Sai has the Quicksilver Sash picked up already. Yep. So a lot of a stunt, or quite a big stunt in her build path. And Nico is looking like she has the stopwatch. We'll have to see if CuVee is going to actually just go Zanya's Hourglass next, or what is going to be the itemization of choice. Normally, you just see Twin Shadows come in.
Yeah, you should be going Spooky Ghosts if it's the standard Glacial Augment build, and of course that is the keystone that he's picked up.
He does pick up the Aether Wisp.
Yep.
Just now.
Okay, so he is going, he just has the stopwatch and is going to be going towards the Last Shadow? The Twin Shadows? Sorry, your name isn't Last Shadow, it's low standards, I keep forgetting.
Right.
I gotta get this information.
Remember.
The change of information, it's just it's a bit rough for me. You know, I'm getting old. Brain doesn't work as fast as it used to. And it also just never really worked that fast anyway. 4,000 gold going to be the lead here for SKT. Seonghung and Kuzan, they really have an issue with FLICKR here, but he drops off his bubble. That was really cute. Not going to be enough though. Teleports are coming in.
That's a donation.
Yep. The Pop Blossom comes in, but actually, Kahn in the World Ender, he's able to dive on top of CuVee. Shape Splitter was the wrong one. The flash forward ruler able to utilize the QSS that he literally just purchased in order to get out of the Impale. Really good turnaround there, and look, I thought it was a donation as well, but Kahn using the stopwatch to great effect.
And comes at the cost of his stopwatch. They managed to avoid what could have been a really big tempo turnaround swing.
Oh god, Kuzan gonna have to flash, double distortion in order to get out of the way of Kahn. Kahn's Aatrox, absolutely terrifying right now, and Teddy just kills a Rek'Sai at the back of the Baron pit. Not entirely sure what he was doing there. I was checking out top lane, as now Ruler's getting corralled as well. He's trying to turn it into a kill onto Teddy, but he's getting body blocked. Oh, the final spark picks off Teddy, and that means that SKT probably can't turn on a Baron.
Yeah,
that's actually huge.
Can't start the Baron now. However, Teddy has teleport, Ruler does not.
Okay.
That is something that might have to be kept in mind depending on how the next 20 seconds go. Because if SK Telecom get one more pick, yes, they can start the Baron with ease.
Well, Effort going to face check there just a little bit. Gets his control ward down as the Blooming Burst not going to be able to find the Catfish Man. Sir Thomas able to walk over to the Raptors quite comfortably in a turret, taking a lot of damage, and SKT with all the deep vision that they would like. FLICKR dropping off the bubble there was not enough to save his life, but of course had full information of what GenG were trying to do. And the Abyssal Voyage was what allowed SKT to turn this one. Unfortunate that Teddy kind of shorted the Chains of Corruption there.
The stopwatch paying off massive inside of that. Without it, he just would have went down immediately. And then now...
Right, Clid just knocked Seonghung into the Thunderdome with him. That's what happened.
Yep. Teddy able to pick him off in the end. Ruler went for a last stand. And now let's talk about it too. It comes at the expense of his flash.
For it, exactly.
It's not worth it.
Well, I mean, it only got close to being worth because Life managed to eventually get the kill with a max range final spark. That is not the kind of investment that you should be looking for here as Kahn. Not going to be found by 5 members of GenG. This is some of the best Kahn play that we've seen so far this season.
Yeah.
And they were our LCK champions, but it wasn't because Kahn was absolutely fantastic or anything like that. He still had some of his Kahn-esque problems that we saw in his Kingzone days. This is some of the best vintage Kahn that we've seen for a really long time. It's a joy to watch.
And
SKT fans beginning to believe, LS, this could be a problem.
No. Don't do that. See what it we've seen what it's done to KT over the years.
Oh, KT's a different beast. KT is, if you believe in them, it works in a negative way. That's how that works.
Okay.
Yeah. People believed too much, and then 2018 Worlds happened, and then it was
like the boy who cried wolf.
There.
Eventually, you know what's going to happen? They're going to win Worlds, and no one's going to... It's not even going to be acknowledged. Riot makes skins for the second place team.
Yeah, we're not going to get ready. We're not going to actually like celebrate it until like exactly the end of the game because everyone's too scared to get excited. Terrible.
The game actually ends, everyone starts celebrating it, and then Mark Merrill comes out and says that there actually needs to be a remake.
Yeah, a remake, and we have to do it again, and then everyone just goes back to clenching. Oh my goodness.
Oh, jeez.
It's a clenched life if you're a KT fan.
Oh, man.
Please no.
And that's the story of how Team Liquid became world champion. Alright, so, in this game, Mountain Dragon is going to get picked up swiftly by Clid, almost immediately as he's right on top of it. And then after this, it should be a pretty easy transition into a Baron dance. Now, Ezreal is particularly good at being annoying.
Landing on a life is actually huge here. Gets the cleanse, doesn't want to let SKT get that one pick that they're looking for. And this composition, LS, sieges actually quite nicely.
Yeah.
Zoe's pretty good at it. It's a large reason why that Zoe was picked up. Clid, like you say, going to solo this one out. Earth, Wind, and Fire now secured.
You know what I just thought of? As Kahn is taking this. You know the SpongeBob a few moments later?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It took him a bit.
1 minute later. It did certainly take him a while.
Yeah.
But he got there in the end. And sometimes, you know, long journeys are worth it. It's a great destination. Teddy here with the Bloodthirster now in hand. He thinks he's Callista. Oh, the bubble was very close there from FLICKR.
And at this point of the game, it's just going to come down to SKT.
Hooking it, man. He wanted to get over that wall. Life also in trouble.
I just thought of a skin.
Yeah, what's that?
I was looking at the river, and then I thought about Lux, and I thought about a sea creature chasing him. And I thought, how about Little Mermaid Nami?
I mean, Nami already is the Little Mermaid, basically.
No. I mean,
isn't
Ariel.
Koi Nami is basically Ariel, right?
And they can make an Ursula Tom Kent skin.
Or an Ursula Urgot.
Ursulot.
It sounds like a knight. That's amazing. It's like Lancelot Ursula. Now we need a knight Urgot skin as well. Give me more Urgot skins.
Oh, man.
That's apparently what we need. Is we're back on the siege one more time, guys. No Barons necessary here for SKT, as they will be able to take down this inner Clid, always threatening. With that Impale, means that GenG do have to play a little bit scared, and that is even more Baron area control. Even more parts of the map that are just too dark, and even more places Seonghung cannot be farming.
All right.
It's a scary moment here for GenG, as I believe SKT has had control of the game of League of Legends, be it game 1 or 2, throughout the entirety of today's play.
Yeah.
Which is what we expected of vintage SKT. This was the spring SKT that was so dominant. Was an SKT that could choose their moment to take control and never relinquish it. It's really good to see them playing to that sort of form. And I was talking to some of the SKT staff, just saying that the opinion of the players has certainly gotten better, as Pop Blossom here from CuVee. He doesn't even get it off, though, just explodes at the hands of Kahn. Kahn pretty good at that this game, as SKT will move over to the inhibitor on the bottom side of the map. They know that they've got GenG routed. They will have spare time. They should be able to lock this one down. A lot of damage availability. Final Spark might actually be the last one for this game.
They're going to get the bottom inhibitor, and it looks like they're keen on retreating. As SK Telecom, they're the Dragon Slayers this game.
Damn right they
If
are.
you ever have a dragon problem, you better call them. That's going to be their new slogan.
They're the Exterminators.
Yeah, they are.
But kind of ironic, because they've got a Scorpion on their team.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
I didn't know that was the back animation of that skin. It's a cute one.
Yeah, it's actually dope. I'm glad you recognized that.
Let's recognize the replay. a little bit.
Recognize what? Where'd
I
she
mean,
go?
I don't know, actually. I don't even know whether the corpse was there on the ground. It's like
man.
too dead. Too dead. Like, even the pixels were eviscerated.
Yeah.
Alright, well, SKT, all of the control in the world. Do need to do a little bit of housekeeping, though. They've been a little bit lax, allowed the weeds to grow back on the top side jungle of GenG, and by weeds I mean, of course, the warding they've been able to put down. Control vision cleared inside the Baron pit. However, Kahn's able to push in. He's got himself a GA. Very comfortable in a 1-3-1 scenario or a 1-4 scenario, depending on what they're going for. Teddy throws down a control ward. He's looking for Seonghung as Clid. He's found a target, and they are dead. That is just how that's going to go. Teddy easily locks down Kuzan. And the fact that anyone dies in one CC duration of the Impale means that if you don't have a QSS or one available, you're dead.
Yeah. And at this point of the game, it doesn't even seem like SK Telecom care that much about waiting for the Infernal and playing Captain Careful game, as that's going to be the top inhibitor. Wow, that's a lot of damage they took from the turret shot, but with the Bloodthirster and Blade of the Ruin King.
I think this is fantastic, though, because in game number 1, SKT, all they were thinking about was, we can't do anything without a Baron because of their composition. Now, they're using a comp that loves sieging despite the Baron, because if GenG fights them around the Baron, that could be GenG's only opportunity to get back in, as Kahn does find a knock-up onto Seonghung. Yeah, they're able to take all of these inhibitors right in front of GenG, and they can't actually do anything about it.
Yeah, GenG can't actually contest.
We almost have Impale up again, and SKT just get to click their fingers and kill someone. That is what this comp does if you don't have QSS on every member of your team.
Oh, they really want to end right now.
I mean, why the heck not? I mean, 30 minutes just ticked over. They've got half the health bar on one Nexus.
Impale is about to be up.
Yep, there it is. And now Clid can decide. This is turret defense on the hardest difficulty when you don't have very much experience with the game. That is how this one feels. Starting to get overwhelming. There it is. Impale came in. The Nico is going to leave. That redemption is certainly not going to exist, and the Nexus is just going to get obliterated. SKT decide to end the game, and then it ends.
Just like that, huh?
Yep.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened.
All right.
They felt like playing some League of Legends. Towards the end there, I think Teddy said, I'm feeling peckish, guys. And they said, oh goodness, sorry, Teddy.
Yeah.
We'll win the game now. And they did. They did. No Baron required. No Infernal Drake required. No worries. Actually, this is SKT. 2-2-0s in a row. 4 game wins. When do we start talking about a streak, LS?
Maybe 4, 5
Yeah, I
games.
think maybe give it another week. Let's give it another week.
Don't get too excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, And Effort coming in here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Effort played in game number 2. Of course, game number 1 was a bit of a fiasco against KT. Game number 2 was actually a great one, and the difference between that was Marta being subbed out, and of course Effort coming in for game number 2 as well. And in fact, I think Effort does a lot of shot calling as well. I think he is very vocal on this squad. If the player comms that we actually had an example of told us anything, so really interesting that SKT have made this decision. But Effort was always a pretty practiced player.
Yeah.
I mean, there were
he's very good.
Some of the best SKT games of 2018 were because Effort was the pike player, the carry of the lane.
Well,
was bang alongside him on the Morgana.
Sometimes what I feel like maybe many viewers don't know about some of the Korean teams is some of the best players in Korea are actually subs, and you just don't know it. Look at Summit.
Yeah.
On Afrika.
Yep.
He was always underneath Keen, and no one probably knew who he was really before this year. And now
he's
lots
even
of people
in the
say
head of MVP right now. 500 points. You're exactly right. There are a lot of those players. I think Doran is another one.
And it's really hard to break in.
Sub for Griffin is fantastic.
It is really, really hard to break into the limelight.
Yeah. And also it's just because you find a player that you really like and you remember the big plays that happened, right? So FLICKR will always be a legend.
He will.
Because of the amount of highlight plays he has and the amount of history that is just attributed to him being phenomenal. And he is the king of League of Legends. I think everyone knows that. However, there are a lot of these players that may actually be more skillful than a lot of our top talent. It's just that they don't have the ability to show that off and therefore get that recognition. And I'd be excited to see some of these guys really come to the forefront, because it has been a year of change here for the LCK. Of course, we did send SKT to MSI, but everything underneath them is very, very different in spring.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this game. This was FLICKR giving up a kill. This was Tom Kench sniffing out the kill.
Getting a bit hungry.
Yeah, getting a little bit hungry.
Which is what he says during play.
There is the ultimate, and I really like this out of Clid. He's like, no, I don't have to ult. I like that little pause.
Yeah, yeah. He was considering it. He was like, no.
And this was Sir Thomas coming in.
To the rescue.
You ever seen a catfish and a scorpion work together?
No.
I bet not.
I haven't seen that one. That's actually quite frightening.
You ever seen a chameleon get assassinated by a Gundam? Nope.
Have now.
Yeah, you have now.
Yep.
Let's see what else have you seen. Let's take a look. You ever seen a small child get completely blown up?
With a laser beam?
Laser.
No, I haven't. I think I was. I checked the rating for that particular one, and I said no. As Clid, he's going to get the Impale here onto Ruler, but he just purchased his QSS. But the Thunderdome play was really, really cool.
Yeah. Right, this was, look at Baron. Baron's so angry. Baron said, Rek'Sai, why didn't you come home last night? And you're grounded.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Baron. He would be Void in Teamfight Tactics, right?
It's Rek'Sai's mom.
Oh, damn. And you never actually kill Baron in the game. You kill like Dragon and Elder Drake.
Exactly. All she ever talks about is how she's the queen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She never tells you about her mom.
Yeah. Alright, well there's the flash. That's what ended this game. But it felt like they didn't even need to get this pick, right? Like, this SKT composition, they played around not needing the extra, the Baron, anything like that in order to win so incredibly well, and just decided to end the game, and did so. Really cool stuff here from SKT, and a swift 2-0 win over GenG will mean that the standings are going to take a little bit of a switcherino, because I believe this means that SKT will head above KT in the standings. KT, of course, an opportunity after this series up against Afrika Freaks in order to try and get back, but SKT making a late surge here in the first round robin. Their one remaining game against Humble Life Esports will be the last one for the first round robin, and then immediately back into the Telecom war.
Yeah.
For the beginning of round 2. So interesting how this is going to work. And SKT, of course, Effort. He's going to pick it up. That's going to be the MVP once again. I think I voted for FLICKR twice in a row, and he didn't get very much recognition. It was the trouble bubble towards the end here that I really, really liked. But I don't know. He played some good Kench, I guess.
Yeah, he did play some good Kench. I'm not gonna get into it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it.
Not worried about it. Just feeling like it's not worth it. Is that your thoughts? I don't know. Well, in my opinion, I thought that FLICKR's play was absolutely fantastic, but Effort also going to get a look in there. It means we do get to talk to, I believe, both Teddy and Effort now. So we get to have a conversation with the bottom lane for the MVP interview.
네,
Speaking of which, let's throw it to Ji-sun for some translation.
테디 선수, F 선수 모실게요. 안녕하세요.
And we'll be hearing for a bot deal from SK Telecom, picking up 2-0 victory up against GenG. First winning streak of SK Telecom in the Summer Split. How was today's game, Teddy?
오늘은 그냥
Today,
다들 뭐
everyone
실수는
was just like
안 하고 뭐 할 거 한 것 같아서 다
doing
잘
their
나온 것
work without any mistakes, so it was very good.
그리고 에포트 선수는
And Effort.
오늘 선발로는
This was your first game as a starting support. Did you feel any pressure or nervous?
그냥 선발이라 기분은 좋았고요.
Felt really nice to be a starting
경기는
player,
그냥 똑같이
but game
긴장 안 하고 한
felt
것
the
같아요.
same. I wasn't really that nervous.
기분 좋은 표정 맞으시죠?
Are you happy right now? Yes, I am.
네, 활짝 웃어주셔서 감사합니다.
Thank you for the big
자, 오늘
smile
1세트,
effort.
특히 SKT 뱀픽이
And game
정말
number
날카로웠다,
1, SK
이런
Telecom,
얘기들이
the draft
많았는데요.
was really
유미
smart.
상대로 칼리노틸은
So up against Yumi, you guys went with Kalista and
일단
Nautilus.
저희가 스크린에서 맞아본
Well,
기억도
during the
있어가지고
screams,
저걸 쓰면 좋겠다
We got smashed by the combo, so we
그러니까
thought
좋더라고요.
that's a very viable pick. So today we
정말
were
좋은 판단이었고요.
able to kind of pull that off in
그리고
competitive
상대가
game.
탐켄치를 픽했을 때는 무슨 이야기
And what did the players say when CuVee locked in Tomcat for top lane?
좀 탐켄치를 탑으로 간다는 걸 빨리 알려줬잖아요.
Did you? It was quite obvious to use Tomcat in top lane in GenG, right?
저희 일단 다 준비하고 예상하고
We were all
들어가서
prepared. We kind of expected it.
그냥 예상한 대로
So
나온 것
I
같아요.
think everything
네,
go
정말
as we
생각대로
kind of expected and
압도적으로
planned.
잘 풀렸던 1세트 경기였습니다. 에포트 선수가 오늘
Effort.
콘텐츠 잡고 플레이 정말 잘해주셨는데
Your performance on both support champions was very aggressive and great.
테디 선수는
So Teddy,
만족스러우셨는지 좀 들어볼게요.
How was Effort's play today?
에포트 선수
Effort today.
할 거 다 하고
He
잘한
did
것
all
같고
his works. He did really well. Great job. In both games, I think he was the one to be the MVP. But luckily, I was the one picking up MVP in game number 1.
만날 수 있어서 정말 좋습니다. 자, 에포트 선수 사실
So
상대
Effort.
롤러 라이프
롤러
듀오가
라이프
정말 잘한다고
are also one of the top
때문에
bot
아무래도
laners in
책임감도
LCK,
좀 막히셨을 것
so
같아요. 1, 2세트 다
You
라인전
must have
해보면서
felt a bit of a
어떠셨는지
pressure or
궁금해요.
responsibility. So how was the laning phase?
굉장히 잘하는 보듀라고 생각하고
I think those are really great
경기에
bot
임해서
laners.
그
So I
생각을
kept
가지고
that
해서
in my
좀더
mind.
긴장하면서 하면서
So thanks
더
to that,
경기
I
잘
was
나올 수
able
있었지
to
않았나
kind of
생각합니다.
stay alert and
오히려 자극제가
a little bit
됐다.
nervous too. I can pull off great plays.
자, 오늘 SKT가 판단도 굉장히
And SK
좋고
Telecom
교전
today's the decisions and like
빨랐어요.
performance,
그 장면이
roaming,
굉장히 잘
backup, everything was
드러났던
perfect.
상황이 이 세트에
So
있어서
let's go
준비를
through some of the
해봤습니다.
highlights together.
얘기 들어볼게요. 네, 이때 상황 좀 설명해 주시겠어요? 네, 이거는 1세트
So
장면인데요.
this is from game number 1.
일단은 상혁이 형이 자기
First?
나 좀 봐줘 하는데
Well, FLICKR was like, watch me, watch me.
그래서
And then he just solo killed Azriel.
그냥 혼자 잘한 것 같아요.
I
상혁이
think that was a super play from FLICKR.
네, 페이커 선수
All his
정말
own.
활약이 좋았고요. 그리고 조금 전에 말씀드렸던 2세트 바텀에서 있었던 장면도
And we have a highlight for game number 2 as well. So when it's ready, let's go through it together.
1세트에서도
And you guys are just picking up every objective in game number 1 and 2.
물론 굉장히 유리해서 그런 면도 있었지만
I guess you guys were,
특별히 오브젝트
well, very in the
많이
lead,
쓰셨는지
but were you guys
페이커
planning to
선수
play around the objectives as a strategy?
일단은 유리한데
Well, we were in the lead.
그냥 천천히 그냥 오브젝트 위주하면서
We just
그냥
wanted
상대
to go
정글만 빼먹으면서
slowly
우리가
and
천천히
going around the
하자 때문에
objectives
그냥
and
오브젝트
counter
잡은 것 같아요.
jungling their jungle camps.
깔끔하게 잘 챙기셨습니다. 자, 말씀드렸던 2세트
And
장면 이제 만나보도록
highlight for game number
하겠습니다.
2 is ready
이때
now,
에포트
so
선수의 판단이 정말
I want to hear from
좋았거든요.
Effort.
앞으로 들어가는 판단을
You were just
했었는데
going
상황이
forward,
어땠는지 좀
so-
들어볼게요.
네.
What was going over there?
이때 아마
So here,
일단 진성이 형이 좀 이제
Teddy
적극적으로 해도 되겠다
said we can go a little bit more aggressively. So I just walked forward.
이제 팀원들도 오는 상황이었고
And I have all the
그래서
teammates
좀
coming for
싸워도
backup,
우리가 이득
so
보겠다는
we
생각이
knew
앞으로
that this fight gonna be a winning one, so I just went a little bit more aggressively.
너무너무 좋다는 장면이 1세트, 2세트 장면이 다 증명이 됐습니다. 아까 시작할 때도 좀 여쭤보긴 했지만 굉장히 호흡이 좋아지고 있다는
Performance and also the teamwork between you guys are keep evolving.
일단은
Well,
저번 경기 그래도 이겼어가지고 팀
we did win the previous
전보다
game,
더 나아지는 것
so
같고,
I think
오늘도 2대0
about
이겨가지고
performance or
좀
teamwork
더
has
좋아지지
improved, I
않을까.
guess. And today we again picked up a 2-0 victory, so I think our performance will even improve better.
네.
상황이에요. 자, 일주일 동안 좀 경기력 잘 유지하셔야 될
So,
텐데 어떤 식으로
Rift Rivals is around the corner. How are you going to prepare for that?
미라 경기도 보면서 이제
Well, I'll be watching Rift Rivals because I'm not in the roster, so I'm gonna also play a lot of solo queues so that I can improve and look what kind of champions are the mainstreams and the best in the current meta.
12연승 남았습니다.
And Teddy, 12 games winning streak is waiting for you.
다음 주 리라도 있고
And you have Rift Rivals in next week and Summer Split is going on, so are you confident?
일단은
First off,
너무 좀 기분이 안
I felt
좋았는데
really bad about 5 matches losing streak, but I hope we can feel better picking up 12 games winning streak.
네, 감사합니다. 오늘도 승리 정말
Once again,
축하드리고요.
congratulations on the win,
리라에서
and I'll see you guys at Rift Rivals and also Effort. And 2 weeks later.
하겠습니다. 오늘 인터뷰 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for this interview, and I'm gonna pass it back to our casters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ji-san. Of course, thank you so much for your assistance last night as well. Absolutely fantastic on the broadcast. She was a hero, and today we've also got a gigantic break to go on as well before we are going to get to our next one. SKT making pretty short work of GenG, meaning that we'll need to find some activities.
58 minutes.
It's time to queue up for some TFT.
I'm going to the PC bong.
Yeah, I think we,
See
may
you
as
later.
well at this point. Like, what is it, 7 o'clock? Yeah, we got like about as much time as we want. SKT rocket up to 7th place, 3-5, and depending on who wins after this, it is likely, like if KT get a miracle and beat a FLICKR Freaks 2-0, then SKT goes ahead of them in 6th place.
Has been really interesting this split.
Yeah, they have been like a heart monitor, man. It is up and it is down, and it does not stop. It's been a weird situation for the FLICKR Freaks.
What's a flatline?
That's relegation. That's how that works. It looks like Jin.
You said it, not me. Okay.
It's a sad reality, my friend. They haven't been doing very much winning. I'm going to apologize to Jin after this, but for that, I mean, we are going to go to a pretty long break. And when we get back, we're going to see KT versus a FLICKR. Who's going to be able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps? We'll have to find out in quite a long time, guys.
You take me higher when I feel low. Make my world brighter when I'm alone. I keep on rolling, all with your fuel. You're like my gasoline that makes my dream come true. 'Cause this is the beginning. Together we'll be winning. With you I'm a 7. Make myself a 7. This place won't grind me